Good morning, dear friends. On the today's lecture, we are going to continue with our subject, that is credit risk management. On the last lecture, we studied about the norms which is suggested under Basel 1. Okay, here the classification of capital were done in the tier first and tier second, and as per their classification, there is compulsion to maintain the some minimum reserve is up to the 8%, and the 50% capital should be from the tier 1. This was the some rules and regulations suggested by the Basel 1. But now we are going to start the next category of the Basel 1 or the regulation is the Basel 2. Before the starting the concept of Basel 2, I am going to revise what is the background of Basel Accord. Basel Accord is nothing but the refers to the Banking Supervision Accord, recommendation on the banking laws and regulation. And for that, BCBS was established. Called the Basel Accord, as the BCBS maintain its secrets at the Bank of International Settlement in a bank in the Basel, that is in the country of Switzerland. What is the introduction? The introduction is given that the Basel Committee not a formally regulate the authority but has the great influence over the supervising authority in many countries. In the 1988, they recognized the emergence of the larger, more global financial services company and strengthen the soundness and stability of the international banking system. The Basel Committee on the Banking Supervision, established in the 1974 to provide the forum for the banking supervisory matter, means that BIS, that is Bank for International Settlement, is responsible to giving the suggestion and undertaking the various provision which enhance the soundness of the you can say the financial background of the particular central bank of the various countries. Under the capital requirement rule, if you consider the Basel 1, under the capital requirement rule, the credit institutes like the bank must at all the time maintain minimum financial capital to cover the risk, and that was the 8% at that time. बरोबर आहे ना. त्यावेळेस बेसल 1 काय सुचवलेलं होतं की कॅपिटलचं बायफर्केशन करा इंटू टू पार्ट्स, दॅट इज टियर 1 अँड टियर 2, आणि त्यातला काही तुम्हाला मेंटेन ठेवायचं आहे असाइड फॉर कवरिंग द रिस्क विच इज अराइज इन द नियर फ्युचर. The next one is the what is the aim? The aim to ensure the financial soundness of such institute, maintain the customer confidence, the solvency of the institutions, ensure the stability of the financial system at a large, and protect the depositors against the losses. After extensive communication of the bank and the industrial group, it revised the framework in the Basel II, which is issued in the 2004. कारण जसजसं अर्थव्यवस्थेची डायमेन्शन्स बदलतात तसतसं रेग्युलेशनसुद्धा बदलले पाहिजेत, आणि त्यामुळं 2004मध्ये बेसल 2 अकॉर्ड जो पास झाला त्यामध्ये थोडेसे रूल्स चेंज केले गेले, बिकॉज द फायनान्शियल ऑर यू कॅन से द सर्कमस्टन्सेस आर चेंज इन द 2004, अँड ॲज पर दॅट सर्कमस्टन्सेस दे चेंज द रेग्युलेटरी recommendations. So the Basel II was launched in 2004. The second of the Basel Accord. The purpose of create the international standard that a banking regulator can use the creating regulation about the capital bank to be put aside the guard against the financial and operational risk. Means here also the main condition is carry forwarded in the Basel II again, that you have to maintain the capital to recover the risk which is arise due to the faulty distribution of loan, or you can say the faulty operations. At the international standard, they can help to protect international financial system from the possible problems should be measured the bank and series the bank's collapses. In the Basel II, attempt to accomplish this by setting up the rigorous risk and capital management requirement to ensure that the bank hold the capital reserve in appropriate risk, and the bank expose itself through the lending and investment practices, because you know the whole world facing the Great Depression in the 2000, त्यालाच तुम्ही IT बबल बस्ट असं म्हणता ना. IT कंपनीजच्या सगळ्यात जास्त झालेल्या कॅपिटल क्रेडिट फ्लोमुळं जो काही रिसेशनचा भाग त्यावेळेस फेस करावा लागलेला होता, आणि त्यातूनच आता मात्र तुम्ही रिस्की स्टेप्स किंवा ज्याला तुम्ही काय म्हणता की रिगरस रिस्क अराईज झालेली आहे, आणि ती कव्हर करण्यासाठी थोडेसे रूल्स तिथं स्ट्रिंजंट केले गेले. द ग्रेटर द रिस्क, ग्रेटर द अमाऊंट ऑफ कॅपिटल ऑफ बँक टू नीड द होल्ड द सेफ गार्ड to its solvency and overall the economic stability. जेवढे जास्त कर्ज तुम्ही देताय तेवढे जास्त कॅपिटल असाइड तुम्ही ठेवलं पाहिजे टू कवर द रिस्क. कारण when you engaged into the financial activity guys, you should aware about that the risk might be arise any point of time, and for that you should be prepared, so that you have to maintain some capital aside to recover the risk. The next one is the objective. Okay, what is the objective? To ensure that capital allocation is more risky and sensitive, separating operational risk from the credit risk and quantify both, attempting the align economic regulatory capital more closely to reduce the scope of regulatory arbitrage. Means here you can identify why the Basel II Accord was passed, ensuring the capital allocation of the risk sensitive, separating the operational risk from the quantifying the both, attempting to align the economic and regulatory capital more closely to reduce the scope and regulatory arbitrage. Now we are talking about the Basel II. The Basel I Accord is succeed to raising the total level of equity capital in the system, because you know the bifurcation of the capital was done in the Basel I in the tier 2, tier 1 and tier 2. However, it also pushed the unintended consequences. Single, it does not difference the risk very well, and it is previously encouraged the risk seeking. Although loans given to the corporate borrowers were subject to the same capital requirement without taking the accountability of the counterparties of the repay. म्हणजे झालं कसं लक्षात घ्या की बँक आर लुकिंग फॉर द प्रॉफिट मॅक्झिमायझेशन ऑलवेज, अँड दे आर प्रोव्हाइडिंग मॅक्झिमम लोन टू द एंटरप्रेनर्स और यू कैन से द मर्चंट्स. बट वेन एवर you are engaged into providing the finance, you should check the credit worthiness of the counterparty. That is the mandatory condition on all the banking sector, but ते काही फॉलो करताना तिथं दिसलेलं नाही. इट ऑल्सो इग्नोर इन द Basel I, इट ऑल्सो इग्नोर द क्रेडिट रेटिंग, credit history, risk management and corporate governance structure of all the corporate borrowers and were treated as the प्रायव्हेट कॉर्पोरेट्स. म्हणजे इथं जो काही रूल आहे कर्ज द्यायचे जे काही त्याची क्रेडिट रेटिंग हिस्ट्री काढणं असू दे, क्रेडिट रेटिंग असू दे, रिस्क मॅनेजमेंट असू दे, हे सगळे जे मुद्दे आहेत ते तिथं निग्लेक्ट करताना दिसले गेले. ओके, अँड इट ऑल्सो प्रमोटेड द लोन सिक्युरिटीरायझेशन दॅट लीड्स टू द अनवाइंडिंग ॲट द अँड द सबप्राईम मार्केट. म्हणजे इथं काय सांगितलेलं आहे की लोन सिक्युरिटीरायझेशन दॅट लीड्स द अनवाइंडिंग इन द सबप्राईम मार्केट. तर हे जे काही ड्रॉबॅक्स आपले फर्स्ट बेसलचे होते ते मात्र आपल्याला रिकवर करायचे होते, अँड सो दॅट द Basel II वॉज launched. In the Basel II, much more risk sensitive. It is aligned the capital requirement to the risk of losses. Better risk management in the bank means the bank may be able to allocate the less regulatory capital. The object of the Basel II is to modernize the existing capital requirement framework to make more comprehensive and risk sensitive. म्हणजे जे काही तुम्ही क्लासिफिकेशन टियर 1 टियर 2 किटमध्ये केलेलं आहे, इट शुड बी मोर कॉम्प्रिहेन्सिव्ह. कॉम्प्रिहेन्सिव्ह म्हणजे अजून ते स्पष्ट करा, अजून त्याचं स्पष्टीकरण व्यवस्थित असू दे की जेणेकरून इन द फ्युचर इफ द रिस्क विल अराइज देन यू विल डेफिनेटली cover it. There is not need to beg in front of central bank to cover the risk. The Basel II framework therefore designed to be more sensitive that the risk that time faced by the Basel I. Basel I मधल्या ज्या काही रिकमेंडेशन्स होते त्याच्यातल्या ज्या काही लॅक्युना होते ते आपल्याला तिथं काढायचे होते आणि स्मूथ अँड ट्रान्सपरंट फंक्शनिंग ऑफ द बँकिंग सेक्टर तिथं करायचं होतं. सो दॅट Basel II was launched in 2004. Apart from the looking at the financial figure, it also consider the operational risk such as the risk of the system breaking down or the people doing the wrong things, and also the market risk is there. Now in this slide we are focused on the framework which is given by the Basel II. In the Basel I we studied the tier 1 and tier 2, but Basel II it's classify the three frameworks, that is pillar 1, pillar 2 and pillar 3. Pillar 1 is minimum capital which you have to kept aside. Next one is the second pillar is the supervisory reviews, and the third one is the market discipline. One by one we go with the pillars, but first of all you have to understand Basel I is divided into three pillars. First pillar is about the minimum capital, second pillar is about the supervisory review, and third one is about the market discipline. The pillar 1 is set up for the minimum capital requirement the firm will be required to meet the credit. That is same as the Basel I, that you have to keep some money aside to cover the future risk or the various risk which is arise due to the credit market and operational risk. The second pillar is said the supervisory review process, means is require financial institution to have their own internal process to assess their overall capital adequacy in the relation to their risk profile. Means when you providing the credit and if anything risk is arise, then you should having your own authority to review it. It requires the financial institution to have their own internal process to assess their overall capital adequacy. प्रत्येक वेळेस रिझर्व्ह बँक ऑफ इंडियाने येऊन इन्स्पेक्शन करावं, त्यांनी ऑडिट करावं, ते करणारच आहेत. पण यू शुड हॅव युअर इंटरनल प्रोसिजर, यू शुड हॅव युअर इंटरनल ऑथॉरिटी टू चेक इट ऑल. Okay, the next one is the market discipline. Market discipline is nothing but is designed to improve the market discipline by requiring firm to publish the certain details of their risk and the capital of the risk management, as how the senior management at board assess and will manage the institution risk. Means in this, according to this pillar, every bank is liable to release, or you can say that disclose, various types of risk which they are facing and how they are managing. The people should aware about it की त्यांची बँक काय करते. त्यामुळं थर्ड पिलरमध्ये त्यांनी सांगितलेलं आहे की मार्केट डिसिप्लिन तुम्ही पाळला पाहिजे, ज्या पद्धतीनं फ्लक्च्युएशन्स होतात त्या पद्धतीनं तुम्ही मॅनेज झाला पाहिजेत, आणि ज्यालाच तुम्ही काय म्हणता की स्टॅबिलिटी रिगार्डिंग सेन्सिटिव्हिटी, हे तुम्ही पाळलं पाहिजे. आणि रिलीज करा जे काही तुम्ही रिस्क फेस करताय ना, ते कीप इन फ्रंट ऑफ पीपल दॅट दे शुड ऑल्सो अवेअर अबाउट इट की मी ज्या बँकेत पैसे ठेवतो ती बँक नेमकं करते काय, ते सगळं तुम्ही तिथं रिव्हील केलं गेलं पाहिजे. तर दीज आर द थर्ड pillar. First is the minimum capital requirement. I am going to again revise it. What is the minimum capital requirement? Means you have to keep aside some capital to face the risk. Next one is the second pillar is about the supervisor review, and the third pillar is all about the market डिसिप्लिन. ओके, आता नाव वन बाय वन आपण बघणार आहोत की फर्स्ट पिलर म्हणजे काय, तर मिनिमम कॅपिटल रिक्वायरमेंट म्हणजे काय, तर तो सांगितलं इट डील्स विथ टू मेंटेनिंग रेग्युलेटरी कॅपिटल calculated the three major component of the risk faced by the credit risk, operational risk and the market risk. The credit risk component can be calculated is there different way to vary the degree sophistication, and namely standard approach, foundation of IRB and advanced IRB. The operational risk, there are the three different approaches: basic indicator approach of the BAIA, standard approach or the TSA and the internal measurement approach. म्हणजे तुम्ही जे काही तुम्हाला रिस्क अराईज होणार आहेत, मग ते क्रेडिट असू, मार्केट असू किंवा ऑपरेशनल असू, तर त्याच्या रिगार्डिंग तुम्ही काही स्टेप्स घेतल्या पाहिजे. फॉर द मार्केट रिस्क इज प्रिफर टू अवेअर द VAR. VAR इज द, ज्यालाच तुम्ही दुसरा मुद्दा काय म्हणता तर व्हॅल्यू ॲट रिस्क. आता पिलर वन, मिनिमम कॅपिटल कशातनं रिक्वायरमेंट ठेवायचं, द इन्स्टिट्यूशनल टोटल रेग्युलेटरी कॅपिटल मस्ट बी ॲटलिस्ट 8%. म्हणजे तुमचं जे काही कॅपिटल त्याच्या 8% यू हॅव टू केप्ट साईड. तर तो रेशो त्यांनी इथं सांगितलेला आहे टू फेस द रिस्क विच इज अराईज इन द फ्युचर, लाईक क्रेडिट रिस्क, मार्केट रिस्क अँड ऑपरेशनल रिस्क. The credit risk, you know, the risk which is arise or the loss arises due to the override default, due to the inability or the unwillingness of the customer or the counterparty to meet the commitments in the relation of a lendings. Means when you provide the loans and the counterparty is not able to pay or they are not willing to pay. There are two types of defaulters, you know. One is the genuine defaulter. Genuine defaulter means who does not have the capacity to repay the loan, like a farmer. Okay, he took the crop loan and due to the unfavorable monsoon he lost his crop and he unable to pay the loan. Then he is considered as a genuine defaulter. But on the other hand, the Vijay Mallya is there or the Nirav Modi is there. They have money but they are not willing to repay it. Then there are two types of defaulters are in the market. But whatever it may be, the risk ultimately faced by the bank na, so credit risk is here considered. The next one is the market risk. Market risk is the possibility of the loss caused by the change in the market variables such as the interest rate, foreign exchange rate, equity price and commodity price. The next one is the operational risk. Operational risk means the risk of the loss resulting from the inadequate to fail the internal process, people or the system or from the external event. It includes the legal risk such as exposure to the fine, penalties, private settlement. It does not however include strategy and reputational रिस्क. म्हणजे ऑपरेशनल रिस्क नावडेज मोठ्या प्रमाणावर बँका फेस करत आहेत, तर त्याच्यासाठी सुद्धा तुम्हाला हे 8% जे आहे ते कीप अ साईड आहे. ओके, नाव वी आर गोइंग टू फोकस व्हॉट इज द सेकंड pillar. The second pillar is it deals with the regulatory responses of the first pillar. It provides the framework for dealing with all other risk of the bank may be faced, such as the systematic risk, pension risk, concentrated risk, strategic risk. It means number of risks which are facing by the bank. Not only it is related to the credit or the operational, but there are other things are there. Gives the bank to power the review their risk management system. The internal capital adequacy assessment process, that is ICAAP, are the result of the Pillar 2 and Basel II Accord. Means you have to maintain some steps, or you should be aware about the other risk which is arise in front of. And in this slide you can see the third pillar. The third pillar is all about the aim to complement the minimum capital requirement and the supervisory reviews and the requirement which will allow the market participants to gang up the capital adequacy in the institutions. Allow the market discipline to operate by the requiring institution to disclose the detail on the scope of application, and it must be consistent with the how the senior management include the board of assess and manage the risk of their institutions. कारण बिफोर काय व्हायचं, रिस्क आली की तुम्ही RBI जाणार, RBIला सांगणार, त्यापेक्षा यू शुड हॅव युअर ओन मॅनेजमेंट ना टू ॲसेस दॅट रिस्क. तुमचं स्वतःचं तिथं बोर्ड मेंटेन करा की जे तुमचे जे काही रिस्क आहे ते ॲसेस करायचं काम करेल, त्याच्यावर मॅनेजमेंटचं काम करेल, आणि त्यातूनच मग रिस्क मॅनेजमेंट डिपार्टमेंट आलं प्रत्येक मार्केट प्रत्येक बँक ब्रांचमध्ये. तर दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द Basel II, and the conclusion is all about the Basel II framework is laid down the more comprehensive measure and minimum standard of capital adequacy. It is more comprehensive rather than the Basel I. If you compare the Basel I with the Basel II, it is more comprehensive and seek to improve the existing rule to aligning the regulatory capital requirement more closely to underlying the risk of the bank. In addition, it intend to promote the more forward-looking the approach of the capital supervision that encourage the bank to identify the present and future risk, develop and improve the ability to manage it. Next one is the hence intending to be more the flexible, better able to involve the advance in the market and the risk management practices. And the last one is the Basel II Accord is attempt to fix glaring problem with the original record. It does not think the more accurately defining the risk, but the cost of considerable rule is complexity. Is all about the Basel II norm. I am sharing that PPT with you and you going through it and note down the notes from that PPT only. Thank you. Thank you so much.